Guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're over on our YouTube account and we are trying to push and continue to push within the cursed realm, guys. Now, normally I usually get between 10 and 20%. As you can see, guys, we're at 8. So we've made a considerable amount of progression. Used actually 7 of my challenges to try to get this through. I'm going to run through the team comp that I'm using, and then I'm also going to show you over on Reddit. They have a really cool kind of player run Discord if you guys do want to join it to try to come up with some new and powerful comps. Clicking in here, guys, we're running Kren with Hodgkin. We have Oden, we have Mortis, Mortis, and then we do have Silas. And we're running Polar Bear in here. Very cool because, of course, the crowd control aspect. Now, as you continue to build out these beast guys, as you're unlocking their skills are really what is super important, which is the reason why we drive when you're building the beast. It's 1-1-1 for the skills. You're trying to gain levels. You're not so much looking at leveling up intelligence or strength or agility. You are looking to just add levels to these beasts. In my second team comp, I actually borrowed my awakened version of Solus. Very powerful, guys, absolutely broken. So we have Scarlet in here, then we have, of course, Grez. We have a buffer in here, Estrelda, very strong when it comes to the attack buffs and the defense buffs. Then we do have the twins for the super cycle with our little dragon right there. And our third team, running a variation. So this is Mishka with Raku, and then this is a crowd control team because we have Khazard, we do have Leonardo, and I have Saurus in here to keep everyone alive. So remember, guys, Raku is going to get a really big buff when crowd control is going on. We have our little, I forget the name of the pet right up there, but it's the little white ball. It's not the gloomy ball, but that is this formation. And then here we have the fire breather. I have Brutus in here. Now, I've tried a bunch of different formations because my Brutus right here is only Mythic Plus with a plus 30 signature item. We have no furniture. We have no engraving on him as of yet. We still need 2 more copies to take him up to that ascended level. However, I tried all of the variations. So I tried the variation of putting Lucretia in there because she is well built and engraved. The awakened version of Brutus within this formation still did more damage. Again, I tried the variations, which we're going to look at in a couple minutes. Still, I did not have the opportunity to find anything that did more damage than even the Mythic Plus Brutus that we have in here. Team 5, we're looking at, of course, Ainz. Super strong, guys. So we have Albedo and Ainz, of course, the combination. We have Rosaline to follow Ainz. That way we can get some more ults. We have a buffer in here with Joan of Arc, and then, of course, a buffer with Helos, and this uses Dreary Ball. And then our final one, guys. Again, this is kind of an interesting formation. So the awakened version of Thane usually runs with the awakened version of Taylene. Scrag would actually drop to this back position. Because I do not have the awakened version of Taylene built, right here it is at Legendary, don't have an opportunity to use it. So again, last 7 attempts, guys, I went through some solid variations with this. It seemed overall Awakened Thane is still going to carry the damage. I don't have the original Thane built either. Right here he's at 5 stars, but I don't have the signature item. I don't have furniture, and I do not have him engraved to really maximize the damage. That is the best in slot. This is kind of the sub in here. Of course, Scrag for the energy and the attack boost in here. Prince of Persia for the crowd control, but also the damage. In this formation, guys, because you're going to get a whole bunch of Dreefs, you have a very good chance of doing the AoE and doing a lot of damage. Pop actually does a considerable amount of damage in this formation. So the combination of these two, and then, of course, the boost for Scrag does incredibly well. And then we use our little grassy ball in here to go ahead and build it out. Again, I'm at 8% right now is what it's showing now. Working incredibly well. This one, kind of a lockdown team. So once Hodgkin puts everyone or fears everyone to the back, then it is Kren, guys, just absolutely going to town. Now, Kren, I just got to the plus 60 engraving. I should have had him built probably a long time ago. Not only is he used in a lot of the Cursed Realm formations, but he is also priority number 1, usually when it comes to the Mauler Tower, short of the Awakened heroes that we're seeing. His ability to lock down targets, guys, look at this. If anyone in this formation gets out of line, Oden will actually put them right back into this whole mess of heroes. He'll drop them out of the sky, boom, right back into the heroes. Now remember, guys, as the engraving continues to, or excuse me, as the enrage timers continue to increase, the crowd control, the ability to crowd control goes down, which is the reason why engraving starts coming into a very, very important. But look at the damage, guys. We're at 3.4 billion, and I don't even have Polar Bear to come out yet. I don't have any of his abilities unlocked at this point. This one, of course, guys, the awakened version of Solus. And Scarlet just literally just rains fire on the world. You can see, guys, it is going everywhere. And with the awakened version of Solus, she is so strong that if one of those bolts hits my heroes, it usually only takes one additional tick, and then the awakened version of Solus will have them healed up to 100% again, which is good because you can see, guys, 2.6 billion damage right there, and she just continues to rain terror on everyone. I mean, even now, we're 40 seconds in, 3.3, and then, of course, we have our ult going on there, because I do have my beast pet coming in to do damage. I thought he entered, but it doesn't look like he's even... I'm not even seeing him within here. And that was the enraged timer, guys, 4 billion. But the enraged timer essentially just locked us down right there. There's the big damage boost. Remember, with Leonardo's 9 of 9 furniture, guys, the damage boost goes up. We have Khazard back here doing damage. Then, of course, crowd control heavy, guys. Mishka crowd control, Raku crowd control, Khazard crowd control, Leonardo crowd control, and just literally locking these teams back. And then, of course, the little ball, we have him just bouncing in with his beast energy. Very, very cool to see. Again, doing pretty good damage, guys. Almost 2 billion. Or we broke 2 billion on that one. And then the Brutus comp. This is kind of the interesting one. Trying to bring everyone together. This does have a pretty big RNG factor, which Queen, we want to lock everyone essentially right here. You can see, guys, died out really quick on this one. Not a good attempt at all on that one. If some of the heroes do get away, that's exactly what happens. You will lose out on an incredible amount of damage if one or two of the targets do get away. And even looking at Ainz, guys, Ainz stays at no HP. But he does so much damage. It's incredible. And of course, Drury Ball popping in every now and then. Boom. Got the little pet bonuses that are helping out quite a bit. Like this formation. And Joan, of course, we have at the plus 30 engraving to give that attack boost in here. So another 2 billion damage in this one. And still going. I feel like the pets add a little bit more damage. They're not really groundbreaking. It's really not game changing with the pets. So if you're not building them, or if you haven't built them, guys, not to worry. But overall, it seems like it is just a little bonus is what we're seeing. In here, guys, Prince of Persia, of course. He spams. Look at how fast he spams ult. It's like every 2 seconds, guys, that he's literally just chain spamming the ult. And you just see, guys, the damage going up. Because remember, guys, the awakened version of Thane gets that big boost if he kills a target, so he'll kind of go target to target to target as he is taking out these targets. And then the grassy orb is coming on in out of the side. You can see him actually bounce right in right there. Pulling hopefully 2 billion. This might be our best attempt yet, guys. Again, you get 10 attempts, so just a little, 14.3. I hit 15 billion. With the team again. If our Brutus team would have performed, we would have been well over that. Pretty good overall. All right, guys, so I still got 2 more attempts in here. I'm just going to auto those attempts, but we're going to go ahead. We're going to switch over to the guide, take a look at it, and see how we kind of work this guide to make it work for us. All right, guys, so here is the guide that is up on Reddit. Wanted to get a little bit more exposure to it. I'm going to put a link down for it down below. Cursed Realm Guide, Cursed Friends Discord. Now, they did create a Discord group. You can actually see it right here in the top if you do want to join. They're accepting all players, trying to collect as much data as possible to see what really works. Now, breaking down the guide a little bit, guys, yellow heroes can work at legendary. Granted, it is less damage. If you're building out heroes, guys, it is super, super important to build. The further you build damage heroes, the more damage, obviously, they're going to do. Red, heroes required to be the highest combat rating. Now, this is because of buffs or things of that nature. The mechanics of the game working is a little bit different because of the game mode that we're specifically in. So Merc priority, a weak, more real, Awakened Brutus, or Thane, which that is the max out original Thane. Tree priorities, you can see max Fortitude. Little bit of a different on this one, depending on where you're at. Max Might, Max Sus, a little bit of a lower mage, and they kind of break down why going through this if you pay attention and read it. But looking here, guys, here is Team 1, and I like the format. I think the last guide they changed the format on this. You can see, guys, the best in slot is right here. We have Kren, we have Mishka, Oden, we have Mortis, and we have Silas. Now that is the best in slot team that I am running. You can see position 2 subs. So if you do not have Mishka, you can run Isolde, you can run Damon, you can also run Merlin. So looking at the subs in here, guys, I would look at what hero I have built. So if I don't have Isolde built, but I do have Damon built, Damon would be the solid choice for that swap. And just like here, guys, you can see we actually dropped out Silas, we added in Damon. Position 2 subs, so subbing out Mishka for either Hodgkin or Anasta, again, depending on who you should use. And then the notes. People using Raku and Mishka in R3 should use the Hodgkin variant because that is proving to be the best. And again, guys, the more data we have in here, the better. And there is our polar bear up here. Absolutely love him. Team 2, it's very easy, guys. Scarlet is really the one that you want to have. She is the primary damage dealer. Awakened Solus is legendary. Silas could be an option, but could be used elsewhere. I Merc the Awakened version of Solus. That is how I'm doing it right now. You can see, guys, position 4 subs if you don't have Estrilda built. Now, Estrilda, of course, in a lot of formations, brings a lot of buffs. That is the reason why we build out Estrilda, guys. She does bring a considerable amount of buffs to formations, which is hard to replace because you're not going to get quite the attack rating boost that you're seeing out of Scarlet because you don't have the attack boost. Now, third one, of course, using Saurus in here, which again, if you don't have Saurus built, we have Brutus in here, but Brutus is used in a couple different formations. So Saurus, we have Hodgkin, we have More Real, and then we have Torn. This relies on Torn moving. I use this Alt 2 variant. If you remember when I just showed you, this Alt 2 variant is the one that I run because I have Moriel built and I have Torn built, but it never seems to produce as much damage as I see in this Alt 2 variant. And of course, I don't have the Awakened version of Taylene. You can see here, Moriel and or Source need to be beefy to limit death from Raku. If Moriel can't take the entangling shot from Keeper targeted, you can actually change the mage tree a little bit lower. That's why they were talking about when it was the specifications of where to build the Elder Tree. You can actually take the tree lower to allow and make this really work. Tree note using Raku bump celerity up in the tree priority. That's what I did. So I have celerity completely maxed, making sure that he is the target over might. So I have the tree is much higher when it comes to Raku than it is to Saurus. And looking at the next one, guys, Brutus. This is the Mythic Plus Brutus that I'm using with my formation. I feel like Lorzen, I really do need to build up a lot. Anasta, I have built out. I have her 309. I don't have engraving on her, but we do have her quite a bit built out, working well. Position 4 sub. So if you don't have Anasta, Awakened Solus, we have Joan in here, we have Merlin, we have Desira. A lot of heroes that you should be utilizing. Now looking at Alt 1. Now this was kind of the interesting part when I was talking through the video. I swapped Lucretia for Brutus. I actually ran this Alt 1. I could not get it for whatever reason to produce as much damage as my best in slot team, even though I didn't have Brutus completely built. I thought that Lucretia would put up a lot more damage, and she did not. She didn't put out as much as I had my Awakened Brutus. I don't know if it's because of having Anasta within this formation, but again, the best in slot here worked, but you have a lot of variations depending on the heroes that you have built. Then, of course, we have the Fire Breather over here. This one, it is Ainz, guys. Ainz is such a huge priority. You can see, guys, he's in the red square here. he needs to be the strongest. So you'll see Helos actually targets Eins. You'll see Rosline, which we can now manually put to target Eins, but everything is just focused around Eins. And then, of course, if you don't have Joan built yet, we have Leonardo and we have Silas in here as some subs within there. And then the final one, again, the original version of Thane is the priority with the awakened version of Talene. Even at Legendary, guys, I tried this version a couple times. So I tried Awaken Thane with my Legendary copy of the Awakened Talene. I ran this version a couple times. And again, I do this every single time that the Curse Realm is up, guys. There's a lot of variations of a lot of formations that you want to run to see what is going to work. So I'll run this one, 2 or 3 times to try to eliminate some of the RNG factor. Look through all of the battles that I had, see exactly where it landed. Again, as of right now, it seemed like this one, I actually swapped Prince of Persia as a DPS sub instead of Talene, and it worked incredibly well. It seemed like that was one of the things that worked well. I should probably swap that target to this alt 1 position, putting Prince of Persia actually up front. But again, it worked incredibly well, and it maximized my damage with the last 8 attempts that we've done. All right, guys, so that'll do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Again, wanted to get this out there, guys, so you can join the Discord if you want to provide some of the information in the formations. Again, the link will be down below, but let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.